Hello, one and all, and welcome to another edition of the DVD Shelf Foreign Flix, the show that would rather high-five a good movie than backstab a bad one. Now, every movie I feature is one that I enjoy. However, not all movies are created equal, which is why at the end I'll use this scale to rate them. This week I'll be featuring the Hong Kong cop drama Infernal Affairs. Now, when I first acquired this film on DVD, almost no one had heard about it. And then in 2006, a little movie called The Departed was released in America. And for those of you that don't know, The Departed is an English language remake of this Hong Kong film. Now, The Departed went on to win an Oscar for the Best Director, Best Motion Picture, Best Editing, and Best Writing Adapted Screenplay, as well as various other awards. And the awards are certainly well deserved, but let's take a look at the oft-forgotten movie behind The Departed. Infernal Affairs is a crime thriller drama. The premise is that crime lord Han Sam puts some of his underlings into the police academy, one of the moles being Lau Kin Ming. Simultaneously, the police have placed Chen Wing-yan undercover into Han Sam's gang. Now many years go by and both undercover men have moved up the ranks of their respective infiltrated groups. And now both know there's a mole in their home camp, and the main chunk of the movie is each man trying to find and expose the other mole. Now throughout the film, the question of identity is also explored. Even though both characters were originally moles pretending to be a cop and criminal respectively, after pretending for so many years, does it then become real? You'll just have to watch to find out. Much like the star-studded Departed, Infernal Affairs was packed with Hong Kong cinema heavy hitters. Andy Lau stars as Lau Kin Ming, and Tony Leung stars as Chen Wing-yan. Both men are big in China, but haven't really made the jump to the US, which I assume is their own choice, as they are both fantastic actors. Now, even though neither has really starred in American movies, that doesn't mean they haven't shown up in our theaters. Tony Leung was featured in the Jet Li film Hero that was released in the US, and Andy Lau starred in House of Flying Daggers, which was also released in the US. Both I will be reviewing on here at some point, and both are from director Yimou Zhang. But I digress. Rounding out the cast are Eric Tsang as mob boss Han Sam, and Anthony Wong as Chen Wing-yan's boss, and the only person that knows Chen Wing-yan is really an undercover police officer. The only person? God, that can't be a good thing. Now, the DVD copy that I own is an American release, and still relatively easy to find online, though the cover art is a little lacking if you ask me. I mean, look at it. Just take a good look at that. Makes it seem like it's about a love triangle or something. See? It mentions betrayal, and then with a title like Infernal Affairs, affairs being the key word here, and then the pictures of a sexualized woman between two men. I mean, this woman, she isn't even in the movie that much, and even during her brief screen time, she doesn't play some pivotal role in the story, and she certainly doesn't shoot anybody. God, she has a gun in the picture. I just don't understand marketing sometimes, I swear to God. If I didn't know any better, I would think this was some crappy B-movie that belongs on Cinemax. But, luckily, I do know better, and this is a fantastic piece of cinema. Now, since The Departed came out, they have changed the cover art to be a little more action-y and added in big letters at the top, "The motion picture that inspired The Departed." Now, I wish this movie could be its own entity and receive recognition as something other than the original Departed, but that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Now, I know there's a bit of a divide where some people think The Departed is better, some people think Infernal Affairs is better, but I don't fall into either camp. I did see Infernal Affairs first and long before The Departed came out, but I think they are both fantastic movies. Sure, they do have the same premise and a lot of the same events, same deaths happen, but the American remake makes the premise its own by adding characters, and not only that, but changing the focus of other characters, making some bigger and some smaller. So really, they do feel like two very different movies that have some of the same plot points. So, I do recommend both movies, but since this is Foreign Flix and not the regular movie reviews, I'll just rate Infernal Affairs. And that rating, 5. Go out and buy it today. Is it a perfect movie? No. But it has suspense, drama, some action, great acting, and a well-rounded story. I highly recommend checking this movie out. Well, that is it for me this episode. For the DVD Shelf Foreign Flix, this is Harvey Dent, reminding you to watch out for double-crossers.
And I think about this.
So what the fuck are we talking about here?
Did you ever think about going back to school?
School? With all due respect, Mr. Costello, school is out.
Maybe someday you'll wake the fuck up. Good day, Father.
Mr. Costello?
Good morning, Francis. Good morning.
You recall our chat? Little boys sucking on their peckers, etc., so forth. I am as God made me. Was that your rationale? May I remind you, in this archdiocese, God don't run the bingo.
May I remind you that pride comes before the fall.
How's Sister Mary Teresa doing? Had a tasty relationship before she took her vows. Enjoy your clams, cocksuckers.